Hello, I'm Marjorie Currey, head gardener here at Willows Lodge, and we are going today to plant up our first of 80 containers we have on the property. And this we consider our welcome pot. It's the first pot that you see when you come onto the property. And in the wintertime, we had a very beautiful coral bark maple that was a very stark red against the green of the cypress, the boulevard cypress. And so for this season, I just fell in love with this abutilon. It's a flowering maple, and it'll flower probably till the end of August into September possibly. And so I just wanted to layer it all in very nicely. The soil's already been amended. I put compost, mixed in compost, and mixed in a slow release fertilizer. So that's all set to go. And you do have to be careful that you don't get too close to the actual root ball of this guy. We don't want to damage him, so I'm not going to be able to plant too close here, but in a few weeks all this material will just explode. So I'm very excited about that. So I think in the back we'll do some Japanese forest grass here. And I've got the root ball is basically right there. If this were old soil and it hadn't been tilled and amended, I'd be using a pick, but for now I can just use my hands. You always want to break up your root ball just a little bit. And there's one. And what I may do is I'm just going to play with this for a second and see exactly what I want to do with it. I'm not going to be able to get back there because the root ball is too close to the back of the pot. And obviously if this pot were out where people were walking all around it, I would have planted it differently. I would have put this in the center, but since no one really sees it from the back, and by the time this all grows up, that's why I put the abutilon in the back there. Let's just see what we got here. So we'll just kind of mop this up. This is Japanese forest grass. Generally, they say it should be part sun or shade, but I've had good luck with it in the sun as long as you keep it moist. And then these are just your green leaf begonias, and they're going to get yay big. These are geraniums. They're called Vancouver Centennial geraniums. I'm just trying to think what we want to do here. This is your Ipomea blackie potato vine. This gets gargantuan. So I think maybe I've got 3 of them, I believe. I just have the 2. So we'll go off either side. And the blackie looks gorgeous next to this feather grass. And I think, and this is Calabrichoa. And probably do every other one. Kind of deal. Have a little. Alrighty then. Once I actually get it in the pot, into the container, I'll probably have room to plug and chug those other 2. It's always better to have a couple extra. All right, so here we have the finished product, and as I thought, or as I suspected, I did have room for all of the annuals, so I'm glad. You can tell I've done this once or twice. And so basically what we want to do now is water it in with a nice, good bloom fertilizer. And especially the begonias, but just about every annual, you can't give it too much fertilizer. But the one thing you always want to do is you don't ever want to fertilize plants when the soil is not wet already. You don't want to fertilize dry soil. So you'd want to just use regular plain water first, let it set in for an hour or so, and then come back and come over with the bloom food. So at this point, we've got 1 down and only 79 more to go.